We're back.
Is there even an intro? I mean,
well, I'm sure we'll figure it out along the way.
I'm gonna I was thinking about it. I'm gonna record something on my little uke.
You should.
Because every good podcast has an intro.
Yeah, we need something for sure. I don't know if we're.
If we had a million fans, we would just have the fans submit stuff.
Maybe in a couple weeks.
Okay, the geniuses will see us now.
I'm a pro.
He's very unprofessional.
Very unprofessional.
These are our newly arrived surgeons, Doctors Trowbridge and Greenbaum.
Doctor?
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 We're not doctors.
Are you sure they can handle this?
Oh, we can handle it. We're professionals.
You'll forgive us if we're not instilled with confidence.
Potentially unprofessional pieces of content.
Yeah.
Man, I almost got run over on the way here.
Really?
Yeah. I'm risking my life for this fucking podcast. The streets, right? So I was leaving the other apartment and I was trying to get on the street, and obviously there's cars the entire parked along the side. Usually I just jaywalk because the street's dead. And I looked around, I never see any lights. And I was literally this far, maybe a foot away from this motorcycle zooming by. And it's one of those electric bikes. Mm-hmm. Have you seen them?
There's a million of them. It'd be crazy if I didn't see them.
But they don't make any noise. And the guy didn't have his headlight on. So literally he splashed my feet. He was so close. And then he zoomed by and I was oh shit.
That's crazy to be on one of those and not have a light.
Yeah.
That shit's literally a vehicle.
I know, and I don't so this guy came in to the ER the other day, because he was saying that oh, these guys hit me, it wasn't my fault. While the police were we can see the footage, and he finally confessed that he was jumping on to the path. He was trying to cut across the street and go on the footpath, which is not allowed. And some car was turning and they hit him. So it was his.
Bro, never confess to anything ever. Let them prove it against you always.
I think they could have the footage, so he was fucked either way. They're oh
yeah, but it doesn't still don't say
I know
anything.
it's a risk, right? You don't confess, and then there's a chance that you win, or you do confess and then you just get less of a punishment right away.
No, but most of the time, don't even confess until you go into the court of law.
Oh my god.
Do you know what I'm saying? There's no benefit before you go into the court.
What if they're just confess and you'll get 2 days in jail rather than a month?
That wouldn't happen outside of the court.
I know, probably not, but
the cops don't decide that.
Right.
They don't decide shit.
Cops are sneaky, man. They just
say
shit until you break down.
And did you know that if you're being interrogated by the police, in an interrogation room, they can lie to you?
Really?
They're legally allowed to lie to you.
What?
Yeah.
Where'd you hear that?
YouTube video.
There's all these videos and people just say shit, and especially Reddit comments, they're oh, on our legal advice, they're oh, you can't get someone to do this, or cops can't do this, but a lawyer made a video, and most of these are not laws. You can do a lot of the stuff that they say is wrong, so I don't know if I would trust a YouTube video.
But the one thing I do know, and I've heard from many sources, including my father, Pop.
Yeah.
Never fucking tell a cop anything.
Why would your dad say that?
Because he's been fucked before. And there's times when people weren't even involved, were just witnesses to an event, and just told the event the way they thought it was, and then they got in trouble for something when they weren't even they were barely even there. So it's if you just don't say shit, that's the best thing for you.
I guess that's true. The point of the story is that never trust cops.
That's not what I was going for.
Cops are pigs.
Wait until you're in a court of law. Don't admit to anything.
All right.
And never. And this is fucked up. But never even say sorry if you get in a car accident and it's your fault.
That's a fucking law here, right?
Yeah. Because if you're admitting fault. If you're sorry, that could have been avoided. Type shit. It's I gotcha. Instead of just being a decent human being.
Yeah. That's so fucked. But I read that too. You can't say sorry because you're admitting that you're you're taking the blame. But in Canada, you say sorry so much that they don't have that law. You can say sorry. I remember reading that too. That's crazy.
That's funny, man.
One thing I don't think I ever asked is how are you liking New York?
And it's funny. I actually heard how you like New York from somebody else. But how do I like New York?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Minnesota originally, so it's definitely different. I mean, Minneapolis is kind of like this, honestly, a little bit. Not just like it, but it's good. I mean, it's hard to say because it's COVID. COVID New York is, I'm sure, way different than normal New York. We have no fucking idea what normal New York is.
That's like one aspect of like social. Like, what do you think about the other stuff? Like the living situation.
I think
like,
our apartment's dope.
Apartment is dope, yeah.
Yeah, we're really close to the hospital.
But we got really lucky because of COVID.
Agreed, yeah.
Because otherwise you'd have to pay like $3,600 for sure.
Yeah,
and that was like
speculating at that point, but yeah.
No, because that was like the price that they like set, and that was after they dropped it down 2 times. So it used to be $4,200.
Damn.
So 36 would be like the least they would take before COVID, and then like now we got like a great deal. So housing is good right now, so I guess that works out.
Yeah. So I guess what other aspects are there even to take into consideration?
How do you like the people?
The people?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot less interaction on the streets, right? Even though you see like 100 people on your walk or whatever. That bothered me when I first got here. Was like no one looks you in the eyes and goes, "What's up?" But if you did that to every person you walk by, that's fucking exhausting. So I get it. But I don't know. I guess I don't interact with people just on the street very much. I mean, the people that I'm with in the hospitals, not all of them are from New York, so I don't know. You know what I mean? So I can't rope them into this. Yeah. So I don't know, honestly.
I feel like people have like arresting like distrust here. That like they just distrust everyone.
Sure,
they see.
As they should though. You know what I mean? Like part of it's like it's annoying, but it's like you should be. If you're just like have this naivety about you here, you're fucked.
Yeah, well, I guess that applies here, but like back home, like that wasn't the case. Like
well,
you had like arresting like a little bit of trust, honestly. Like if I saw someone on the street.
Of course. Well, and here's the thing, bro. The more like urban you get, kind of the more trust there is. As long as it's a first world country still. Like, bro, you go into like Southern hospitality is a real thing. Like, I'm very critical of Southern people, but like, bro, like that if you're fucking walking on the side of the road or whatever, they'll be like, how are you? Fucking come inside, get some freaking. And they don't know you at all. Yeah.
That's like next level, then.
Right.
That doesn't quite happen in Canada, but like. My neighbors are all super nice. Like, everyone in my neighborhood I trust. And then even when I'm, like, walking downtown, I'd say probably, like, 80-90% of people, if they asked me for help, I would stop and, like, do whatever I could to help them. Stuff like that.
If they asked you for help.
Yeah.
Of course.
Because, like, if someone stops me here, I'm like, okay, what are they trying to do to me?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't trust what their intentions are.
See, then you're doing it too.
Yeah, because it's New York. Because, like, I told you a story, like, that girl got scammed of, like, $1,000. Some guy on the street was like, hey, like, deposit this check for me because I don't have a bank account and give me cash.
Oh, that kind of shit. You just gotta not be an idiot, man. Yeah. That's just straight dumb.
It's like everything. And then, did you see the scam on the subway lately? No. The basketball money raising, whatever is going on. Yeah.
Is it just a guy walking around asking for money?
No. So before, it's been like evolving, and they like keep changing it. So when I first saw it,
I feel like this is really boring.
Whatever. When I first saw it, it was like this kid. He was like 12 or 13, and he's like, "Hey, I'm raising money for my basketball team," and he had a sheet of paper, and it said 2 people's names and $5 and $10 that he donated. And we're like, no. Then, like, a couple weeks later, I saw more kids, and now they started using little girls, and, like, this kid who was, like, literally 5. And he came up to us, and now they ask, can I ask you a question? So they go up to everyone on the train, and they're like, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm. So now they're talking to you.
Yeah. So it's, like, a different approach. They're like, yeah, what's your question? And then he said the same thing, like, I'm raising money for my basketball team. And actually, funny story. So, like, we said no to him. And then, like, I had, like, a puzzle with me that I was going to make later. And he came up and he's like, what is that? I was like, it's a puzzle. He's like, can I have it? And I was like, no. And he's like, fucking hate you.
No way.
And literally everyone in the train around us was laughing because he's, like, 5 years old. He's, like, literally, 3 feet tall. And he's, like, saying he fucking hates me. I was like, what?
Damn. That's amazing.
These kids are hardcore, man. So
that's some rough shit.
Even, like, the kids you can't trust.
Of course. I mean, sketchy. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that just comes with the territory, but I don't know. You can just say no. You just say no.
Yeah, and that's what I did do. And he was like literally like trying to reach inside. I was like, "What the hell are you doing?" And he's like, "What is it?" It's just weird, man. I don't know who to trust.
I don't like it either. But I don't know. I don't think it's like that bad. A lot of that stuff is a pretty simple task of just shutting it out in your head or just being like, nah. Yeah. No thanks. If anything, that puzzle thing, like, that's hilarious to me. Like, I would be glad that happened rather than not happen.
Why?
Because that's so funny. Like, the kid was like, I'm a little baby and I want money. I need money to eat and play basketball. Yeah. And then he's like, I fucking hate you. That's hilarious. And the other option, the other alternative is do nothing while you ride the subway. I'll take the first one, bro. That's amazing.
So it was hilarious because we were all like dying, but like we were also at the end of the train. So he's like, okay, I've gone through everyone. Everyone said no, so whatever, fuck it, I'll do whatever I want. That kid really went balls to the wall. But I guess like that's what happens living in New York. You're just like always something going on. Oh, and also I heard back from my doc.
Nice.
I emailed her today.
What did he say? Oh, this is for a letter of recommendation that
I was gonna get into.
Was sent out.
Hey, why are you saying my name?
Bro? Oh, I'll just bleep it.
I honestly don't even trust that you know I do that.
Listen to the podcast.
I was going to. I didn't have time. I'm gonna go listen to it soon, and then I'll do my due diligence.
Still gotta post penis blood on there, but
yeah. So yeah, she said yeah, and like I was overthinking it. I read it a bunch of times, and it was super simple. I was like, her response was like, yeah, I'll do it. But it's like kind of weird. Did your doctor tell you like the ERAS shit?
Yeah, he was just like, I'll hit you up in like a year or whatever.
I was like,
I'm like, oh, okay.
So is he? I'm not sure, and I don't know if I should ask, but like, are they gonna write it now and we send them the thing?
I'm guessing he's gonna write it later, but we had a whole booklet that he's gonna look at that people have written in, so he can go off of that.
What do you mean a whole booklet? Every
single time we finished a shift, they would like whoever we saw the most, they would like fill it out. So they wrote like 3 or 4 sentences about us.
Oh, okay.
And that happened
we had that one too.
20 times.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like usually, what we had like in the P's ER, they just like write whatever, like literally 2 words. Oh. Yeah, it wasn't like very fleshed out at all. But I guess it's whatever. Like, I think she's gonna write it now, and then like I'll hit her up later. But I don't know. It's like kind of weird if she writes it a year from now, because I'm like, what, are you gonna remember everything I did, like the PowerPoint and all that shit? So I'm kind of scared. And the other thing is the surgery, and this is what I was gonna tell you before. So I've been courting this guy.
Courting him?
Yeah. No homo. Because like I'm courting this plastic surgeon, and there's no way I'm getting into plastic surgery because the fucking average step score to get in is 250. And then the average step score to get rejected is like 242 or something. So it's super competitive.
Well, if you're courting him, it might increase your chances.
Well, there's no program here. So like you have to go somewhere else. So I'm just courting him.
You're fucking him for no reason?
Yeah. Well, he's not even letting me fuck, bro.
Oh, damn. Oh, you want to?
He's not giving me the time of day.
I thought you were doing it for him.
It's been so funny. Because like the first surgery I had with him was like a bilateral gynecomastia removal. And so what happened was, like, I asked him a question, and, like, he went super in-depth, because he's like, no one ever prepares for these surgeries, so he's like, I'm going to test you. And so at the end, he was impressed, we were laughing and shit, and I didn't get to work with him for, like, a week or two, because I had night shifts, and then, like, he wasn't working. He took a week off, and then now that he's back, I was like, hey, I'm interested in plastic surgery. Can I, like, work with you for your next surgeries? And he's like, yeah, I'd come by. And ever since then, he's ignored me the entire time. I'm like, I tell him at the beginning of every surgery, I was like, hey, doctor, whatever, I prepared a lot for this surgery, so if you have any questions or something, just ask. And he's like, okay, good to hear. Entire time, he doesn't even talk to me.
Classic one night stand and then ignore you.
Yeah, and it's the stupid thing is because, like, some surgery, I told him, like, I wasn't going to come, and he's like, no, you should be here to observe. If you can't even scrub in. I was like, okay, I'll come. And I didn't get to prepare. And he asked me, like, 5 questions, and I got them all wrong because I didn't prepare. And next day I was like, hey, like, it was the exact same surgery basically. And I was like, hey, like, I prepared, so I should know more. And he didn't even ask me anything. And so I was like trying to ask him questions to see if he'd like probe me. But nothing happened.
Not even probing.
I know, dude. My butt needs it.
You get home, your mascara's running. It's just it's rough.
Dude,
I believe it, dude.
I just want a little bit of attention. It's so weird. it's so weird because like he would leave the room and he wouldn't even like acknowledge me. But last surgery I had with him, he was like, you know, saying it was so weird. He was like doing the most to say bye to everyone. He's like bowing. He's like goodbye to like the
full like Muslim bow.
Yeah, and he's like bowing to like the scrub tech and the nurse. And
he
then,
got
like,
on his hands and knees.
Yeah, say like I'm here by the door, so he's like bowing, and he turns around and he's like bye to me. So he acknowledged me, but it was still like pretty cold. But I'm happy with it because I think over
You're
the
hanging
next,
your head on that, on the little wave.
Over the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna like hopefully make more inroads, and then he'll write me a letter when I ask.
That's funny how much. I mean, I'm making fun of you right now, but it's funny how much that it does affect us when like a doctor like acknowledges you or like.
I know, cause
the one guy who was writing me a letter of recommendation at the end of a shift after I pretty much just got trashed the whole shift by different residents and him verbally. He at the end he was kind of like, you know, Tucker, you're progressing rapidly. I'm like, all right.
With an accent or
no, just rapidly.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, and you're like, that's fucking right.
Is this the guy that you said was like shitting on you and like everything that you do you did wrong?
No, that was one of the residents, but
that's good at least.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder who's gonna write the better one. I kind of want like the younger people to write it because I feel like they care.
They might put a little more something into it.
Yeah, because the old ones, I'm like, they know their shit. They expect really high,
and they probably have like a template already.
Yeah.
I mean, the young ones might have a template too.
But like the old ones, like they don't remember what it's like to be in med school. Like, at least the young ones kind of remember. They know like how things were. Mm-hmm. And the old ones, I feel like, just care about like their job, their surgeries, their residents, and that's it.
That's so obvious.
Yeah.
And the young ones, you can tell who the young ones are because they're like, well, first of all, they're young.
Yeah. They don't have wrinkles.
They have less wrinkles. They have less like hatred for the world, and then like they'll be like, okay, no pressure. Like they'll like preface questions and stuff. Like don't get all fucking worked up. But like, do you know this? Yeah.
And like the residents even are like, hey guys, we're just trying to help you. Mm-hmm. Like when we're quizzing you, so don't take it as if like you don't know.
But that's the thing, man. People need to like get a little backbone to it as far as medical students go. Mm-hmm. Like come in here with the understanding that like you're trying to learn, and like if someone like shits on you a little, like it's okay, and that you probably are learning more because of it. Like, you know, I don't know. That's crazy. I guess that maybe I came up from like a background of more, you know, rough or something. Yeah, but
yeah, I didn't think I had tough skin, but like it's getting there because it really changes you. Like I've been going in, and a doctor will say something like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?" Because like so many of these doctors are like fucked up. And, like, there's one that, like, works at the hospital, and he just threw one of the guys under the bus. Did I tell you about this? Mm-hmm. So, it was, like, during rounds, and they had, like, a patient had to get an MRI done. Mm-hmm. And so they spoke to him. They're like, we're going to do an MRI for you today. And he's like, I already had it done. So, they're like, did you? It was like, it's 7 a.m. on a Saturday. Like, how have you had it done? Who's going to do it for you? And so he's like, I don't know about that. Like, I got it done already. And so they're like, let's check. So they checked, and like, obviously the guy was right. Like, he had it done. And so there was 2 residents on call that night. And the senior resident, the 3rd year, threw the 2nd year under the bus. He's like, oh, this guy was supposed to do it. I can't believe he didn't. And so the 5th year called him out. He's like, yo, you need to stop doing that. You guys work as a team, and you're in charge.
He said that?
Yeah.
Damn.
Right in front of everyone.
As he should.
I know.
But that's bad leadership.
Yeah.
If that guy saying that is just bad.
Like, these residents shit on us for doing this shit, but like, bro, if you think
everyone respected him less for that.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. He like kind of like, you know, felt deflated, but then he came back and he like kept doing his explanations or whatever, for like the patient. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I feel like we think like doctors are like have their shit together, but a lot of them are just fucked, man.
Oh, I completely agree. If anything, now I think it more like. I mean, like, I respect how much they know, especially now. Like, now I respect it even more. But, man, seeing just, like, I bet some of their personal lives are just fucked, too. Like, just seeing how they, like, come in and how, like, I don't know, just, like, angry some more. Or just, like, the way they react to some things or how quickly someone fly off the handle. Like I mean, we see like the inside scoop on it, so you know, not to like deface doctors everywhere. I feel like I always like pick on the women ones, but I'm just pointing this example out again. All right,
You can't control their emotions.
Jesus, yeah, it's unbelievable. Get them out of there. But no, like this one, like, and I swear to God, they like the women doctors pick on the women residents way more than like they would the guys. Like it just happens all the time. Like in this very sweet resident, like, and I think she's super smart. She does her fucking work. She, like, I don't know, the doctor just flew off the handle at her for it was like the dumbest reason ever, the stupidest reason, and she just went off, and just screaming in front of the whole ER at this resident for the slightest thing.
Man, there's like no reason to like ever do that.
Right. Even if it was a crazy mishap, it's like you take them aside and fucking talk to them.
I know, and like no one knows how to do that shit.
Like not only like a human being, but like a fucking resident.
Yeah,
like
it's
a
like,
doctor.
what's the point of screaming?
That's
Like you gotta
crazy.
like have something constructive here. Like just be careful.
And no one respects that. No one looks at that happening and goes, "Oh wow,
Yeah.
like that's a lot of power there." Or something. They just go, "What the fuck is that shit?"
Yeah, and like it's probably hard. Like I feel like medicine has a lot of inflated egos already, and then you're going in, especially in surgery and like trying to save lives, or even emergency medicine, where you're like literally bringing people back, and you're like, I'm just the fucking man,
Right. And you should feel hot, but man, like, god damn. There's like two things I wish that there was more of in medicine as far as I've seen so far is one, like, check your fucking ego. You ain't, like, you're not shit. Like, yeah, you work super hard and like I respect that, but that's all you get from this. Like, you don't get all that other garbage you get away with. And then like people could just like talk to people a little bit too,
Man, I'm surprised. Like my dad, he probably deals with like so much shit being a psychiatrist, like all these other losers' problems, and like I never like noticed it. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't fly off the handle. Just like never loses his temper. It's crazy. Like I don't know if I could. And like some days I'm like frustrated from like doing all this shit, but never is, man. Or not that I remember.
Good man.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have a heavy hand. My kids are gonna get hit anytime they do anything wrong.
So just like hitting kids, I smoked DMT the other day.
What? Did you?
Yeah, I did.
When?
I mean, I've done it twice now.
With who?
Once by myself, once with...
Where'd you get it?
My brother sent it to me.
Oh.
Now, I have two things to say about this. One is how easy it is to send things through the U.S. mail system.
Okay.
It's unbelievable.
I asked him a question about that, but continue.
Yeah, you could, like, my brother was just like, I mean, this is back in the day when he was like, I should have him on the podcast. When he was like, like shipping blocks of weed across the country through the U.S. Postal Service. But now he sent me like some DMT cartridges. But yeah, interesting.
What the hell is DMT? How was it?
That's the Joe Rogan drug.
I know Joe Rogan smokes
So
it,
yeah,
but like, what is it?
dimethyltryptamine. I don't
Is
know.
it like hallucinogen or what?
It's actually read up on it a little. It's like it's concentration of ayahuasca.
Oh, nice.
And I said like one of the molecules in it, I guess. And then I'll just tell you my experience with it.
You found God.
I found Jesus Christ. Yeah. No.
You guys are bros now or what?
Yeah. No, he just gave me like a wiggity wiggity, But no, like I found there's two levels as far as I've seen. The first level is like, it's like almost like a calming, like it's almost like weed. For me, weed sucks, but like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel good. But this feels like what weed should feel like to me. I feel like, and then like the second level is when you go like, you smoke a ton, like 3 big puffs or something, and then you like see Jesus Christ. It's like all the sounds like start doing weird shit, and like everything starts looking different. Like lights look crazy, like just almost like scary.
So how much did you have? Like how many puffs?
It only lasts a little bit. So like if you want to get a big, like if you want a strong dose, you have to do like 3 strong puffs in like 10 seconds, or
shit, okay.
It's like whatever.
Yeah.
But it because it only lasts like, I would say like the hallucinogenic effects, and this is coming from someone who's done it twice, but lasts like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, but then like the body high of you just like feeling very chill lasts like 45 minutes or so.
Oh, that's not that long.
No.
But I guess you're only doing 3 puffs. Because like with weed, I'll do
No,
it.
I mean, you could keep, but that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is you can keep doing it. So I would like if it depends. So if I'm just doing like the level 1 stuff, I'm just like I'll take a puff, chill for like 5 minutes, do another puff, chill for like 20 minutes, do another whenever I feel like it, right? And it just makes me feel really good. Yeah. But then like the other one, and I'm just like, it's like. And then my room looks like I'm like in a different world.
Yeah, you're using 100% of your brain.
I haven't done like the like crazy, because like people talk about like you like are in a different dimension. Like I haven't entered that dimension yet. Like that's crazy.
I'm scared, man. It always makes me paranoid. Well,
and they like tell you like there's like beings that like tell you stuff and
does
stuff.
that happen?
I've only heard one thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it was just like my radiator that I hear. But like, but the radiator sounds crazy. It's like wow. I'm like, is that an alien? No, it's not that crazy. But huh?
You see different colors?
Yeah, it's like when I look at the light, it just seems way more vibrant, and then sometimes it's like more dim. And one crazy thing is this wall seems like further away sometimes, and sometimes it's closer. I'm like, what the fuck? My coats were like doing weird shit. But anyway, what was I saying?
How easy it is to sell drug or send drugs.
Okay, well that was from before, but that's okay. Yeah, it is stupid easy.
I was like trying to find like gummies here, and THC is like illegal, so you can't get it legally anywhere in New York.
In New York.
So like I accidentally ordered some CBD gummies. They're fucking garbage, but I was still looking for THC, and so the neighbor has like a hookup, and I got some from him. But they sucked. You had one. You know it sucked. Mm-hmm. But it was weird because they're 80 grams or 80 milligrams per thing, and like I had the whole one and I didn't feel anything.
Damn, really?
Yeah, but back home I can get like 5 milligrams of a gummy and I'm fucked.
Oh,
like,
wow.
It's crazy. So I was trying to get my friend to send me like a package of some. So he got me like 4 packs, which is like 8 gummies or whatever, which is a lot. It lasts me like a few months. And I don't know, like, has your brother ever sent drugs across border? Like, do they check that shit?
Oh, I wish he was here to tell this story, but I'll give you a quick synopsis. He tried once.
Did they come check up on him?
Huh?
Because my friend didn't want to give his
He
name.
didn't send it. He was doing it personally.
Oh.
And he didn't even try to cross the border. He accidentally did. And then he had a car full of weed. And apparently, like, I don't know if it's going in or coming out of Mexico. It can, like, really fuck you.
Yeah, I think coming to the U.S.
And he had just an illegal amount, like an insanely illegal amount, like not only significant jail time, but he was talking like 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s years.
Damn. We never heard anyone. And
then there's just a crazy story of like it was under their nose the whole time. Like he like throughout the scenario, it was like a 5-minute encounter, and it was like a whole day to him, and he just like he's like during that time he like accepted Jesus Christ and was like, no, I'm just kidding.
So what did he leave this stuff like?
No, they didn't look at it. He just didn't see it. It was under like the I guess the floorboard of the car, you know what I'm talking about? And the dude just didn't pick it up.
Don't they have dogs for that?
Yeah, like it should have been so obvious. Like that was like 1 in a million chances.
It was literally taped to the bottom of the car.
And like he said, it reeked in there. He said it fucking reeked.
No, officer, I smoked before I got in the car. My God, that's the fucking like border protection of America.
Shit.
These are the guys protecting our country.
Crazy shit.
I don't trust it.
Well, and at the same time, I think it was like one of those points where it was just like border patrol dudes. They weren't at a checkpoint, but he had just happened to have like crossed or something like that. Yeah. I don't know the details, but I think that's what happened. But anyway, yeah, crazy.
Yeah, I was trying to get my friend to send me some, but they wanted his name and his address, and I was like, oh shit! Like if something does happen,
yeah, they got you.
Yeah, but I heard that they just like. If they find something, they just toss it. They don't really do anything about it. Because there's so many people trying to send drugs across the border. Yeah. But we didn't want to risk it, so I didn't end up doing it. But I really wish, like, I would.
Yeah, that does spook me, putting, like, my name and address and stuff. But
I was like, maybe you should just put my name and address, but then I'm fucked 2 times if I'm the recipient and the sender. Yeah. And they're like, oh, this guy definitely, like, is sending drugs to himself. But like this is like a confession or whatever, but I'm like trying to go to Toronto in at the end of January. And I'm gonna see if I can try to smuggle some like gummies or something across the border.
In your butthole.
Yeah, exactly. I've been practicing.
With that guy who's been probing you?
Yeah, I just got the 1/2-inch plug up there. I'm gonna go for 1-inch next. You know, we'll see what happens. The butthole, man.
Stepwise progression, man. That's how you get good at stuff.
The thing is, like, I've done a lot of DREs, so I know.
That's a digital rectal exam.
I'm sure everyone listening to this.
Yeah, right, bro. What? I didn't know that until like yesterday.
What? Oh, you haven't done one yet, right? No. It was like a girl did it all of them.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the doctors are like, we don't need to subject men to this. We need to get a woman to do this.
I don't know if we've mentioned that yet, but this one girl apparently just has a face for rectal exams. all the residents and doctors make her do rectal exams. I haven't done a single one. She's done like 12. She's done like 3 in the same day.
What do you mean has a face for it? What I imagine is
I don't know.
Her face looks like a butthole, and so the doctor looks at it like, oh shit.
Like, she needs to go to her kind. I don't know, man. I haven't done any, and she's done a bunch. That's all I know. And they look at her and ask her to do them. I don't know. Maybe I'm a sweet talker, and they don't give sweet talkers rectal exams. Or they hate me. They don't want me to learn. I don't know.
It's just white men, man. You have that white privilege that she doesn't have.
Yeah, maybe that's the white privilege. Maybe that's white privilege is digital rectal exams.
White male privilege. They don't want you to do anything to get your hands dirty. Literally,
it's the unequal spreading of digital rectal exams.
Would you ever hit on a patient that came in that she was like super hot?
I've considered it. So not right now because I don't want to like ruin my shit. But I'm like, all right, let's say I'm a doctor. I'm like 5 years into practice. And it's the emergency room. We're not talking my patients, really. But, you know, I see the patient. Okay, she's my patient right now, right? Blah, blah, blah. Do the thing. Whatever. Whether flirting goes on, it doesn't matter. And then, as soon as we discharge her, give her the paper, she signs it, I go, would you like to go on a date sometime? Boom, right? Because that's technically legal. You are no longer... Not only is she not legally your patient anymore, but you won't see her ever again. So it's okay, right?
If you have dinner with her, then you'll see her right away.
That's the point. That's what I'm saying. So now she's no longer your patient at all. She will never come into the hospital again unless it's under like emergency, and then you could give it to somebody else.
Yeah, I don't know how that works because I know if you're like a psych patient, you're for sure not allowed to do that.
Well, that's fucking wild. Yeah. Jesus.
Well, then you know like all their fucking like secrets and shit. So for psych, but I'm not sure if they have the same thing for emergency med.
Dude, bottom line, if they're your patient no longer, it does anything's. You can do anything. You can just. Well, maybe not anything.
I might have to fact check your ass, but I do believe that you can do it after a certain
If someone
amount
was
of time.
formerly your patient, you can't date them? That's bullshit.
But like it's different in EM too because then you see them for like
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Right.
In the grand scheme of things, it's like basically seeing them like outside, and if they're not even your patient, I think it's even better because then you're like, oh shit, like
right.
Josh, who's that hottie with the fucking yeast infection over there? I want to take a closer look at her yeast infection or whatever. Like that way, I feel like that's more like appropriate. You don't know anything about her. He like tells you her name. Okay, that's all you need to know.
Dr. Eyes all over the priapism.
Yeah, exactly. Like whatever.
Like, what's up, boy?
Like, at least if you do have like access to her records and you can like see shit about her, which is not right. But I don't know. I
guess that's where like the moral issue or like HIPAA. I guess not even moral, but like HIPAA issue comes into play. But
I would play it safe, obviously.
Oh, that's the thing. Like I'm like.
You said your name like 2 times.
Oh yeah, true. and on the podcast, it's gonna be like bleep, bleep.
Alright, well, I said that.
Well, the only reason it sucks for me is because now I have to go edit it. I have to like take the time, listen to our dumbasses talk for 30 minutes or whatever.
Do it on 2 times speed, like you did lectures.
Well, yeah, I'll have to get better at it, but I'm decent.
So, as a student, would you do it?
I've been playing it safe. Also, I'm like in a relationship, so probably.
Oh, it's official now?
Yeah. So I mean, if let's say I was single and as a student and like it was a really pretty girl, it depends. So I wouldn't do it in the ER because I'm trying to match there, but like Bariatric surgery? Bro, I may as well.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. Why wouldn't I?
Why does bariatric surgery not matter?
Because it's so far off from what I'm doing.
I don't understand what your point is. Like, you know, bariatric surgery is like losing weight, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the chubbies.
Oh, so you want to get them before they're skinny and then like, you know, help them.
Yeah, right. Then they're low. Yeah.
Or you like get their number and be like, hey, you know, in 2 months, if you keep the weight off, like.
Yeah. Like, hey, if you follow all those surgical requirements,
I'll hit you up or something.
Yeah.
You know, we'll go for dinner, a low carb.
you get them in low demand, and then you know you invest early. You understand? You're in stocks
You're like, if she would have a pretty
before
face,
it blows up.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
It's
what
actually
you're doing.
crazy the amount of girls that like have gotten, like, what is it, gastrectomy or bariatric surgery?
Yeah.
That it's crazy the amount.
I see.
And like boob implants and stuff, but even more like liposuction and yeah.
Yeah, every single week, like that doctor that I work with does abdominoplasty or liposuction or both.
I bet they get a bunch of money from that shit.
Yeah, it's a long surgery. It took him like 5 hours. That one day I did it, and one day it took like 3 hours, but he had 4 people working with him.
They can wrap your stomach in a sleeve, or they can take part of your duodenum and or jejunum and then like strap it to like the top of the to the esophagus or some shit.
Most of it they like cut off the stomach so it bypasses. Like a lot of the stomach, so your stomach is smaller, and then it like connects it to your intestine, so you can like digest. I don't know, it's weird. But like we had this chick come in, and like those, what are they called? Tummy tucks, abdominoplasty. They're like fuck, dude, because they cut from like above, just above your pubic like mons or whatever.
I bet it looks disturbing.
Like above your belly button, like all that skin is missing, and then they like curve you like this. And then like
stretch it and then jeez,
it's insane. And then there's so many risks. They're like seromas and shit and infection.
Man, and any abdominal surgery you can get, there's tons of like possible complications that can come with it.
And the doctor was telling me like even if you have like secondhand smoke exposure, that nicotine is gonna fuck you up. And if you have it during healing, your wound could like come apart. And so that's what happened to one of his patients. It was insane. He's like, even now, 1 month later, her wound is still like fucked up because she doesn't even smoke, dude. Secondhand smoke is in her house. She just doesn't have anywhere to go.
And dude, you have to rest from the surgery for like weeks. Before the surgery, you got to do a bunch of stuff.
You can't even stand up for 1 week.
Yeah, that's crazy, and all because you don't have the fucking discipline to lose some weight. Like there's almost no excuse for that surgery. There's almost there's rare circumstances where it's like they need this and there's nothing else they can do. Like
there's only one. It's called a paniculectomy, and if you lose weight really fast, you have like that skin that hangs down, the pouch, the gooch. Oh, not gooch. Gooch is on your neck.
I like the term.
But like it's like hanging down.
Yeah.
So it can like rub against your like mons pubis and cause like cellulitis and shit.
But I could never do that job because I wouldn't believe in what I'm doing. I would, because every single time someone would come in for that surgery, I'd be like, there's an alternative. Let me tell you all about it.
You wouldn't make a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I could never do it. Not only because I wouldn't make money, because it would bother me every time I did the surgery. I'm like, I don't believe in this. I don't believe in this at all.
I really like it. Like, I don't believe it. If someone asked me after like what I saw, like, should I get one? I'd be like, no. Like, it's definitely not worth it. Just like lose weight, even if it's slow, even if it like fucking sucks. You should do that. There's like, I don't feel like there's ever any reason to get like a tummy tuck.
It's so stupid, man.
We'll see. Like some things are sick. Like he did an ear reconstruction that was awesome. It was like this like 12-year-old kid who like was missing his ear.
He just like formed it out of clay and then just put it on there.
No, he took it from his ribs, dude. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Some of that shit is cool, and like they do a lot of hand stuff and a lot of feet stuff.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Or you're talking about just plastics in
plastics,
general? Yeah. No, I mean plastics looks sick.
Yeah. There's like, it's an art. There's all general surgery, and they don't give a fuck about how it looks after. They're like, especially if it's like trauma, something they got to do fast. Like we just got to get in and get out. But plastic, like they put a lot of time in like making it look pretty and shit. I like the way that they do their shit.
That's why you're letting one of them probe you.
Yeah.
Are you trying?
I wish he would probably give me the time of day. That's all I'm asking for. So, like, I was talking to my sister too, and I was like, she's like, do you really want to do plastic surgery? Like, it's, you know, hard. You know, surgery, residency sucks. It's difficult to get into. And I don't know, part of me just is like, just do an easy thing, you know? You make a shitload of money no matter what you do. As long as you do it right, I guess. As long as you don't get sued. And it's not like there's going to be a shortage of, like, time with anything else. I don't know if that means. So, like, surgery, you don't have a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
You're very busy. Even when you're not working, you got to be planning this shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
also, if you do something easier, you have time to do something else if you want to do something.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, you can take more time off.
Yeah,
you can travel.
I agree with that.
So it's sick in that regard. You make a ton of money, but the time is like what really kills me. So I don't know. But I've done the 3 rotations so far. So surgery, peds, and OB. I hated both OB and peds, and I'm like, I really like this, so I might as well like put in the effort to like do well, learn about it while I'm here. But I don't know. We'll see. It's so competitive to get in though. There's like 2 tracks. There's like you either do 6 years of like a plastic surgery program, which is insanely hard to get into, or you do 5 years of general surgery and then 3 years of plastic, so it's 8 years.
That's crazy,
I know,
bro.
And even as like a chief of plastic
crazy.
surgery in your 5th year, you make like $100,000. That's like nothing. I got loans to pay off.
Bro, that's insanely long. I'm just thinking about the years, man. Not even like the...
I know. I'm
That's
like,
just crazy, bro.
I'm almost 26.
Yeah.
8 years from now, I'm gonna be like 34.
And then your career starts.
Yeah. And so if I'm in 3rd year, I'll be
Jesus.
35 after 9 years, and then I'll like start making money. So like this guy that I'm working with, he just got engaged at 38, and he's like, when I became an attending like 5 years ago, so 33 he became an attending. That's a long ass time.
That's crazy.
Whereas my cousin makes like $300,000 a year. He works half the year because he has 1 week on, 1 week off, and he did his IM residency in 3 years.
Wow, how does he make? He makes $300,000 a year. What does he do?
He's IM.
They make $300,000.
It depends on where you go, because he's in a small town in Florida, so they.
Oh yeah, rural. Okay.
Yeah, they need doctors.
Yeah.
And plus, like, it's Florida, so
You gotta be rural. Yeah.
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 They're rural places are willing to pay a lot. They're like, yo, we'll pay you $400,000 to pay off your student loans. Just come work here.
They give you so much.
Yeah, it's not a bad life, honestly, but I don't want to be stuck anywhere, so I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, only if I'm like down. If I'm like want to be doing rural anyway. Otherwise, I won't do it. Like I won't let the money entice me.
Sometimes you want a simple life, you know.
Yeah, I think eventually I'll be like, all right, fuck it. And it has nothing to do with the money, but.
Yeah. So how did DMT, by the way?
She liked it. That was good because we both like hit that kind of like middle level. Like we're just like totally like very chilled out. Like you just like melt into the bed.
Yeah.
Like it felt very good.
Did it make you sleepy after?
Not sleepy, but very just calm. And then like when we both got up, she like got up to like go like do something in the movie. And she's like, I feel so heavy right now. She's like, my head is just like, when did it get this heavy? I'm just dying.
That's so funny. Yeah. All I remember is like one time.
She's like, how has my neck been holding this up?
Like, God, man. She's like, she's like, holding it. All I can remember. This one time I got high with my friends, and we were just sitting around. My friend was like obsessed with Khabib videos. You know, Khabib Nurmagomedov from UFC.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He's like watching videos. He's like, man,
no, look at him there though. Look at this kick.
No, that's too hyper for being high. Oh. Come on, you should know this. He's like,
I thought you were doing cocaine.
he was on the couch and he's like, bro, look at how Khabib submits people, you know. No one's like Khabib. Khabib is Khabib. We just kept repeating Khabib is Khabib. So funny, dude. And we watched the movie. Man, it's what is it called? The Platform. If anyone is actually listening to this, you gotta go watch The Platform. It's
Oh,
on
really? Is it
Netflix.
good?
It's a foreign film. Really good.
Alright.
I watched it like 3 times because like the first time I was
Jesus.
high and it was like crazy. Second time I watched it, and third time I watched it again high and it was like.
Have you seen Parasite?
Oh, I want to watch that.
It's very good. Watch
That's
it.
the Korean one, right?
Yep, watch it.
Where's
Very
it on?
good. I got torrented it.
Oh, okay. Hey, it's not legal. You watched it on Netflix, right?
Oh yeah. I just talked about smoking DMT.
Isn't it felony now to like torrent shit?
I don't know.
Or
That's
they're
wild.
trying to make it.
Really?
Yeah, because like I remember in like the Corona relief bill, they're like trying to put in some.
A federal crime
Yeah.
for something completely unrelated?
Yeah, it's crazy. They're
That's
like trying to put in
crazy.
that like torrenting shit is like a felony now because I don't know why.
That shit's crazy, man.
Where's the freedom, man? I just want my freedom back.
Shut up.
Man, I'm so excited to get out of here.
Get out. You can go back to Canada?
Yeah.
Dude.
For like the 30th and 31st, I'm
Oh.
going for because I need to renew my visa.
Mm.
So I was gonna go home. Here's what the plan was. I was gonna surprise like my family and go all the way home. But because I had just got the vaccine too, so I was like, okay.
Just knock on the door?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna tell my sister so she could pick me up. But no one else would know. But the flights were like insane. They were like $1,000 round trip, which usually they're like $400, and I don't know why it's so expensive. So that didn't end up happening. But I have to renew my visa before like mid-Feb. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go to Toronto, renew the visa, and my like cousin stays there. Visit him, play with his husky, hopefully smuggle some drugs across the border, and come back here and have like a stash for a bit.
Mm-hmm. And a sore butthole.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see what happens. Well, that means I was a success, so that's what I want.
You'll increase your chances of, I don't know, hemorrhoids.
Man, when I was step studying, I went for my hemorrhoid walks, which is because...
Oh yeah, that's so dumb.
because I had hemorrhoids from sitting all day.
You actually have hemorrhoids?
Yeah, I had them. So I was looking it up, and the doctor's like, so what have you been doing? And I was like, I just sit and study all day. He's like, yeah, like sitting is like a risk factor for them. So like prolonged periods of sitting like can lead to it. So I had to go for walks every day to like make it better, and it got better. But like I had to stick this like thing up my butt to like
the hemorrhoid walks.
Yeah, my sister went to because she was studying as well.
Well, you don't have to stick things up your butt as well. That's a
I know.
choice.
Well, it was like it was a choice, but it helped it heal faster.
Okay.
What is this doctor again? What is this treatment?
You're like, oh,
experimental doctor. Oh, it's so funny. I was also trying to get some benzos because, like, I told the doctor that like I need to get like a blood test, and he gave me that. I was like, can I also have some benzos? And he's like, what do you need benzos for? I was like, well, like I have test anxiety. He's like, you're just getting a blood test. Why do you have anxiety about that? Like, why do you need so many benzos? I asked him for like 20, and I was like, oh no.
Did
like,
you really?
Yeah. It's like a controlled substance, so you can't give it out
Right.
easily. And I was like, no. I'm.
By the way, benzos are like, it's like Xanax, kind of.
Yeah, basically. Well, what is it? You can just get addicted, basically.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no. I take like med school tests, and I just get nervous, so I can't sleep the night before. And so he gave me like a bunch, but he was a chill dude. I liked him. He didn't ask me any questions. He's like, oh, okay, that's fine then. And so he just gave me a bunch.
That's so funny. You can just like request them.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that sounds so weird.
Yeah, I just need something to sleep, man.
You're like, hey doc, can you get me fucked up? That's,
Yeah. I don't.
that's essentially what you're saying.
Yeah, and
I guess that's essentially what we are, right? And we're just like, we're people who get people fucked up. As well as other things and other procedures.
make them feel better too.
Yeah.
Man, I feel so bad for some of these like people that are in pain because
That are listening to this right now.
Hopefully not. Hopefully someone's not at the hospital.
Oh yeah.
But like every day in rounds, the patients are like, I'm in so much pain. The doctor's like, yeah, I'll work on it. Like they don't give a
I
shit
know.
about
That's
these patients.
crazy.
I don't know if you've done rounds. Like you probably not in surgery, but like, do you guys do rounds in ER?
I mean, yeah, but they're so brief, and the person's already taken care of when we walk by.
Okay.
Because I mean, ER at least you take care of people pretty quick. I mean, yeah, some people are left like we're like, so what's your sexual history? And they're like, my abdomen is on fire right now.
So what's your diet like?
Yeah.
Some of the shit that they ask is just like.
You've been stressed out lately? It's like, yeah, I feel like I'm dying.
I know. And like the students, I feel like make it worse because there's like some students that are so clueless. They're just like, okay, I'm giving it an outline.
Some students are so clueless.
They just like you can omit stuff. Like you don't have to go through the entire thing.
It's crazy, and that's man. I mean, if this podcast helped, that would be great. But like, one thing I hope that I can do, or like just something that happens in the future, is like people come into medicine who actually like can fucking like just talk at all, like just like
man. I feel like there's so many like
just have some like common sense to how things flow, like anything.
So many people with like social disorders of some kind
for
are in
real.
medicine. It's insane.
It's crazy.
Like they just either can't.
And it's not everyone. Like there's a solid portion of people who aren't. But
most of the girls are normal. I think it's mostly guys that have it.
I don't know.
Think so?
I think it's a solid 50-50 on it.
Okay.
But
I've only seen it with guys so far. Well, mostly with guys. But
I mean, the girl who does all the rectal exams.
Oh, really?
She is just not with it. Like,
really?
like she's not like horrible, but it's like almost every encounter. It's like, okay, like you didn't have to do that, or you should have did this.
What does she do? Because like we had a weird.
She just doesn't get it. Like she just doesn't quite wrap her head around that kind of flow, and like when to not do, or like she like approach. A lot of it's how she approaches medical staff, like the doctor, just like just awkwardly standing right behind him and being like, hey, so like just walk up and be like, yo, I need this, or just don't and wait till they're not busy. You know what I mean? Like.
I had a weird vibe from her, but I didn't know what it was.
And she gives that vibe to everybody. Like, she's great. Like, I think she's very sweet, but like, she just doesn't get it. A similar thing. I never said anything about her until David mentioned it. Yeah, and then I'm like, well, do I got something to say?
That's so. Never talk shit about anyone.
I know. That's why I'm like, well, time to jump on.
Oh my god, funniest thing. Now we're gonna talk shit about.
Do it.
Called out by like the ER staff because he kept saying ambulatory to mean emergent. So like,
that's hilarious. Ambulatory just means like walking, right?
Yeah. So like he was like, there's some kid came in and like he did a history or whatever, and so he's like, yeah, I think she's not ambulatory. She's in no distress, and she's like, wait, what is she? He's like, she's not ambulatory. She's doing okay. She's like, what do you think ambulatory means?
No way.
And she's like, because to me, it means walking. And I don't know. And it was funny because we had like, a thing later where like he brought it up again and he said ambulatory. And I was doubting myself because he said it so confidently. And I was like, what the fuck does ambulatory mean? So I had to Google it just to make sure. And then I found it doesn't mean walking, but I don't know. Does he still say that?
I've never heard him say that. That's hilarious. Okay. I would talk shit for sure. I mean, this isn't even talking shit. He just fucked up, and that's funny. But
he says it. He said it a lot.
That's
like,
so
we're
funny.
With him.
Bro, I'm gonna bring it up. That's hilarious.
Don't bring it up. Whatever. Honestly, bring it up.
That's hilarious.
Ask him what ambulatory means.
He can take a joke.
Ask him what ambulatory means. Tell me what he says too. Ask him on game night when we do it.
I will. I'll do it in front of everybody. Dude, there's nothing I love doing this now is saying something with such confidence, and it's just either total bullshit or you're totally unsure, and everyone believes you around you just because of how you said it. Like I'm just.
If they're students,
I relish in that shit. I relish.
I have that issue because like I'm not confident. And like I know shit, but I don't trust other people to like not know more. So like if I'm talking to someone, they'll say something that I think is wrong. I'm like, oh, he said it more confidently than I am. Maybe he's right.
I love how you're not confident on the things that you should be confident about, and some things you're just arrogantly confident about, and it's just like you just fucking rub that shit in someone's face. Just like, nope, it's like this, motherfucker.
Well, the other thing is that like if I'm super confident about it, I don't want to waste time. So I'm just like, yo, no, you're wrong. This is the way to do it. But so that was happening. Like this guy, we were doing like a hand surgery, and like the physician asked a question, and I was like, I had an answer in my head, like dorsal was my answer, and he was like, whatever, Palmer was his answer, but he said it so confidently. I was like, was I wrong? Did it not say 75% dorsal? And like the doctor was like looked at him, and he's like, and I was like on the edge. I was like, what is he gonna say? And the doctor was like, no, 75% dorsal. And I hate doing it still, because I know that like there's no reason to assume other people know more. Other people like know either equal or less, but I don't know.
Are there other people either know equal or less?
Yeah.
As far as you go, honestly, if we're being honest,
That's what I like to think
in medicine anyway.
Yeah. Other daily life.
Yeah. Daily life. You're like more on the spectrum side.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I am.
You're not. I think
bro.
I am. Shut the fuck up. You're so not.
Because what's her face always says I talk like a robot who's like a business.
You talk like a sawed off human.
My vocabulary is small, but like that's what she says. I always talk like a robot with like that's a businessman. So I'm like
your vocabulary is small?
Yeah.
Would you say that? It's not large.
No. I feel like I can't think of like the words that I need when I need them.
You know what they say about small vocabularies, though?
No, what do they say?
Big cocks.
I don't know that.
I don't know. I like it.
Well, hopefully it's not done growing, so maybe.
Yeah, it's on its way up. Your vocabulary is getting smaller, so that means.
You know what else? Anything over 5 inches is too large.
All right, man. I think that was pretty good. What? You got anything else to say to the people?
Fuck. I don't know. Do you have any?
This one's heavily edited.
Block out my name and.
Well, that's the main thing is names.
Block out his name and whatever.
Well, no, we don't use his last name. I've already said.
All right.
There's 100 million.
Block out your own name. But besides
and then maybe we can cut out that whole, middle portion of the podcast. Maybe the end and the beginning too.
Don't cut out the part where I say I'm going to get drugs. I don't want that.
Shut up. We're definitely leaving that. In fact, I'm going to just I'm going to put it in a second time at the end.
Sure. Besides that, I think we're good.
Right, man. Until next time.
Yeah. Peace, audience.
Bye.